So it's time for some Mirage, which is nice. I mean, if you guys weren't following us in the Europes, we had no Mirage for the last 4 maps. But now we do, so I'm happy about that. And Optic off to the CT side, which is quite cool. I just love the look of this Optic lineup. It's just a great collection of names, all such tenure, all such history. Let's see how well they're able to start things off. That's a good start. Freiburg as well, able to spot the push, so they should be ready for this.
I just like listening to the sounds. Pat, 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 pat of these silenced USPs. But now it's time for Cloud9 to fight back. And, oh, that's a big kill. HS finally getting another one. There we go. The cleanup is there for HS. He's got himself 2 kills towards the end. 2 kills for Ali as well. And I think this may be a difficult match for Cloud9 because how do they know what to expect from their opponent? How do you plan a strategy against a brand new team with 5 like completely random players essentially? I mean, this could hardly be more random. Refugees, all left floating, holding onto a piece of wood in the sea, and rescued by Optic Gaming. Freiburg, Alu, Magisk, Mixwell, and HS finished them off.
Oh dear. That looked painful, James.
Is that it?
Yeah, what? That was literally a question, and you're supposed to go, yes, Dan. That looks awful.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
That looks painful, James.
Yes, Dan.
So, I mean, come on, man. It's basic human interaction, communication. I know it struggles sometimes.
That statement, though, doesn't necessarily need a response from me. I could say that looks painful, Dan, then leave a space, and then just continue talking. I don't need you to acknowledge what I said in that situation.
Well, we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this. This is an important issue that needs to be returned to later.
Let's do it now. This is
No, they can win this round, James. It's a 4v4. They got Deagles, Stewie's going off, man, and that's a 3v3 now. See, James, it's a winnable round. Deserves our full attention.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how Optic deal with crisis in this situation. I think one of the good things about FPL is that you'll have players from different countries. They're able to practice communicating in English. So hopefully that helps players on teams such as this. 2 players left here for Cloud9, Skadoodle and Tarek. They have the bomb. Freiburg, this is not the usual position you take. Oh, this is so nice. I like that position because it gives him a lot of cover. Allows him to focus on a channel and then stop a bomb plant quite sneakily. And yeah, there we go. Nice.
Yeah, it's definitely a really interesting lineup is Optic just because of all the individual skill that they very, very, very clearly have, and just the European flavor really is going to, I imagine, bring a lot of, well, a very new dynamic to the North American scene. So it's quite very cool to see them in this league because they're basically, for all intents and purposes, a European team, right? So all being, you know, Europeans. So that's very cool.
So yeah, they will be playing in a European qualifier. That's not going to be easy.
No, that's no.
I think FaZe have to qualify, right?
Yeah, they do. I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's these qualifiers have got nastier and nastier in the recent majors. So
that is actually brutal that FaZe are in there, in that mix.
Brutal for everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it's a nice cleanup here from Optic. I mean, we're waiting until we get into that real CS into the following round, where we start to, we as observers, as commentators, as fans of Counter-Strike, we are going to,
as witnesses, Dan.
As witnesses, we will explore.
We will bear witness.
The Optic Gaming side and the Cloud9 side. Both teams are very good at Counter-Strike. So
we don't use the phrase.
A lot to learn.
We don't use the phrase "bear witness" enough. It's a beautiful phrase. We must and we will bear witness.
And investigates. And the investigation starts now. We have no AWP for Optic just yet. They're holding on to 2 FAMAS, which is a really good decision economically.
Who's the woman from Murder, She Wrote? Do you remember?
Oh
because
God.
when you say investigate, I was going to say,
yes.
Are you more Poirot or what's her face?
I know who you're talking about.
I forgot her name.
Who was it? Was it?
Tweet us. Who's the woman from Murder, She Wrote? Not the actual actress, but the character.
Yeah. Anyway.
Or you could say Dr. Quinn. You can go with Dr. Quinn.
I was happy with Poirot.
Yeah, you're more of a Dr. Queen guy, man.
Pro is the one.
Dr. Queen was gorgeous today. Anyway, HS retaking connector. Does he see the shadow? There's a shadow right there. Surely he saw the shadow. Either way, he gets a kill onto automatic and escape. So that's job done from him. Alu with, and it seems Rush may look for late rotators. He's still top mid.
This is never what you want to see. Whenever this happens, it's always catastrophic for the CTs. Stewie has found a blind spot, and he is about to win the round, or try to win the round for his team, as he could get an easy 2k here. This is absolutely absurd. And here he goes. They're going to line up for him. It's too easy, and Stewie will absolutely ravage the defense on A, and that's a clear passage to the bomb plants for Skadoodle.
Freiberg trying to do what he can in CT. Stewie has made his way around the corner. Look at this angle that Skadoodle was holding. This is really awesome stuff. Don't see that every day. That leaves Mixwell alone, and maybe the decision has been made for him. I mean, if he gets a kill quickly, maybe he goes for it. But as time continues, surely he won't try to do it anymore. So Optic lose the first buy round. Nice play from Stewie. A hole in the defense, quite literally.
And that's one of those situations where you do actually see it happen like enough. It is not incredibly common that you wouldn't necessarily see it in every map, but it has been known to happen that when you're playing a very passive setup as the CTs, and the Ts have done really well to get that mid control, that if you take your eyes off that vent position, that someone's going to sneak in CT spawn and you're going to get wrecked, and that is such a huge issue. Because otherwise, Optic are probably fine, you know. I mean, all it even takes is for them to just be aware of it, because then someone will check. If someone calls, okay, this position's open, then someone will at least check for it. But I don't think they were even aware of that.
Is that a connector smoke as well? Where did Rush's grenade go? Oh, okay. Wow. From T-spawn? You don't see that from T-spawn, apart from this time. And Mixwell's being picked up very early as well, so there are already problems for the side. But now the bomb's been spotted and it's fallen. Never mind, Skadoodle will trade. And there's so much time on the clock that he can still keep the options open for his team, but he does need to collect that bomb. Stewie is waiting for this rotation to come in, looking everywhere, maybe expecting a third person towards ramp, but there isn't one.
That was potentially a misplay from Magis, but we'll talk about that, discuss that in a moment, as we do see the bomb collected and now moving towards the B bomb side, where Cloud9 have the understanding that this is going to be a bit more accessible at this point. HS just investigating, making sure that it's not going to be in a push, as that's the last place they did see the bombs. Now they know the bomb has been collected, and so that should give them the inkling that it will very likely be towards B. And you can see that Alu's looking for it. He's staying scoped in. I don't think he's given a sound cue away, but we could have a play made in here. Oh, there's a quick smoke into the window. What does Alu do though? Oh, straight into Alu's barrel of the AWP there. That is not a good look for automatic. And Alu seem to be convinced that it's B, but the bomb has not yet been committed.
Oh, so this slowdown from Cloud9 may just work out for them. Nobody on that short position to stop the plant from going down. Oh, I was wondering if there would be a spray through the smoke, but no. HS making his way into the, well, he could still go to connector. Meanwhile, Ali running distraction, throwing a flashbang towards CT spawn. There are a lot of grenades here for the Optic Gaming side. And you can see Tarek has made his way into connector position, which makes it even more awkward. Skadoodle, though, he misses his shot. The bomb isn't planted for these guys, but there are smokes going down. There are kits on both players. And now Tarek is stuck. HS not peeking him, just trying to avoid being in that wooden panel. And Optic will steal the rounds. Really awkward stuff for Tarek. But, I mean, Tarek could have just gone wide to shoot at the at where the bomb was. I mean, but he doesn't know if he's being baited or not, in fairness. But still, if he just moves to his left, then if HS tries to stop him, he more or less has to go into his crosshair. So, well, there we go. Cloud9 miss out on that one. They've got a lot of smokes on this buy. And they have an opportunity to do damage, even if the bomb doesn't go down. Although if it does, that would imply that they've got a chance for even further damage, because there's no money in the bank for Optic. So all the kills Cloud9 can get here may add up later on.
And there goes some counter grenades. That's a really nice Molotov there to do some additional damage to these players. Oh, lining up for Mixwell, but he's getting too close. Perhaps a bit greedy there. Either way, HS will be trading for Mixwell, and we'll see a slow sent up the pit position onto the A bomb site now for the Cloud9 side, as Magisk has got a good position to try to cover from any of the default planting positions. Cloud9 need to get the kills here to be able to be afforded a plant, which is really the issue, and that's what's causing the hold up. And they can't do it. Freiburg will clean up, and that is 5-1 now for Optic Gaming.
AWP collected is a bonus, but 2 players picked off. That's not too shabby for Cloud9, because again, I mean, you can just see the money. It's expensive to buy on the CT side, looking at 6k for a full buy pretty much. Cloud9's the grenade situation isn't spectacular, but they just showed us they could do a lot with a little, so we'll see how it goes. Optic. 2-man push in the underpass. That is the pick-off. Stewie will know that he did some damage there. Question now is, can the T's escape? Oh, the boost might be very interesting. Oh, that's lovely stuff. I've never seen that one before. Awesome. Man advantage taken away though. Tarek evening the score.
That could have been so much more, couldn't it? It's a bit of a tease, but now it's all up to the guesses. Obviously, there's some information there. Magisk has that forward position. But you'd imagine with that position that they wouldn't have anybody in B. At least, okay, now we get the rotation out from B as the player on A is lost from Freiburg. He's the only healthy one. Magisk, of course, on 13 health, but he's going to be coming in from the flanking position. Freiburg has to get this kill, but he cannot. Surely, with that kill, that should sort of seal the deal for Cloud9 in this round. I mean, we've got Magisk coming in from the Palace position, but as soon as he gets a single engagement, even if he gets a kill, there's just no way out. I mean, he could just hide here forever and then try to ninja. I suppose that would probably yield a higher win percentage than just going out here for a frag.
But it's unbeknownst to him, the bomb is planted on the inverse of default, so he has no chance in ninjuring it unless Cloud9 do something very silly indeed. So Magic's boy will try to keep them entertained with that smoke grenade and slowly back off, but there's only so many places he can go. You don't see that inverted...
You could trap them though, right? And they could just not escape the bomb if they get stuck on the pit side.
Well, there are 2 of them, so there's no need for them to just stay there. They should have gone together. I don't know why Tarek... Oh, maybe he's going for an AWP, actually. That would make sense. Otherwise, I don't know. Yeah, he's looking for an AWP. It's fair enough. Because I was going to say, I would expect him to go and try and trade him, but... AWP is a high priority. This is awesome.
It's a great play, isn't it? It's interesting because you do see a lot of 2-man CT aggressions from that position, but you never really see that boost, so that's really cool. Innovation.
Double UMP on the Optic Gaming side. Again, they've been kept honest by Cloud9, and now they win a round. They will, Optic will just scrape something together. Mixwell with the slightest of gaps. Really felt sorry for him when Optic disintegrated, because he was one of their strongest and most consistent, dependable players. He was left behind. But he's here with a new team now, leading Cloud9 5-2 at the moment. Still early days.
Freiburg could be in for some good times here, but maybe not. Actually able to get out there and pulls out the UMP. Ooh, good damage done, but Stewie gets the quick kill. It's down to Mixwell now, and there is, of course, a player by bench. I think Alu with the deagle. Good opener there. They won't expect that flick from Alu. He comes in for the next frag, but he will get taken down here. The trades are alive. Cloud9 looking favorable onto the bomb site now as Magisk comes in. Able to get some good spray eventually. Gets the frag, but not before getting dinked through an object, so down to 8 for him. This is rough here for Optic, but maybe HS can give them a chance. Or maybe not, because he's dead.
Yeah, if HS gets that kill, then it's on, but now it's definitely off. He's got to save with his 8 HP. Magic's boy. Look at the carnage on the B bomb site. Bodies everywhere. When he said there's no way out, it made me, or no easy way out, it reminded me of that Robert Tepper song from that Rocky film. No Easy Way Out. That's an amazing song. If you don't know it, look it up. Some viewers may be too young for the Rocky films. If you are, then sucks for you.
Yeah, I'm sure they can find a way to educate
themselves.
Yeah. Well, it's a third round for Cloud9, and that means that the money is no more for Optic Gaming. Magic will save the M4. And to be honest, there is loads of ways to win a round like this.
Be honest, Dan.
So it is definitely quite doable that Optic could cause some shenanigans or some issues here. They got the Deagles 2 on Freiburg and HS, and the Scouts. I'm always... Ooh, that was so close to his face, but Skadoodle will live, and Ali will die, unfortunately for Ali. Scout is now being collected by Mixwell, which is also quite worrisome for Cloud9. He's a dab hand with a sniper, I've heard. And I've seen things.
I bet you have, Dan. I bet you have. CT's rotating towards the B site. 3 of the 4 players will be there, and HS will look for close quarters engagement around the connector position. Rush is on a fact-finding mission towards the A site. There we go. The grape has been popped. The smoke is down. HS trying to reposition. Just around the corner from connector. You used to see nothing playing there for Cloud9 when he was on a team. RIP.
Yeah, I definitely miss Jordan. I think in his presence.
I think he's an irreplaceable personality.
Yeah.
For Cloud9.
Good stuff from HS, gets himself a kill, as does Magis with the rifle that he saved. And all of a sudden, it is indeed a very winnable round. But the bomb is available to be planted now. They're looking for that default plant. The smoke is there on CT to cover. And in comes the play from Optic. 3 players from connector, though, so it might be a bit difficult as they're not spreading the defense out. But that is definitely an issue. But the trade comes in. Magis is on top of it. And now it's on to Rush and Stewie from the toll booth position from CT. This is going to be tough here. There's no grenades to work with. They've got to win the raw battles. And that's just not happening so far. Mixwell has found himself an AK. That's quite the upgrade, but surely there's no way. As he turns the corner, goes for the spray, and indeed, Optic will be able, or rather, Cloud9 will be able to win the rounds. And that's 4 on the board now. So that's a really good series of rounds that Cloud9 have now won.
Come back Israel, Dan. Have you been to Israel?
No, have you?
No. I haven't. Because I want to... the problem with those regions is, right, if you go to Israel, you like get insta-banned from a bunch of other countries, like Iran and blah, blah, blah. But if you go there, then you get insta-banned from Israel. And also you lose your US visa. So it's just a mess over there, man. I just want to be a tourist.
But what if you want to go to every country before you die, James? You have quite a challenge there.
I think every country is too much to ask unless you take like 3 years to do that. But I would like to, I like to go to different places. So that territory, all blocking each other. Ooh, hello. Okay, this is interesting. Random violence on the A site leaves us in a 2 versus 2 situation. Optic have only Magic's Boy with some Kevlar. They haven't picked up any rifles yet, despite all these meat shots with these Deagles. Freiburg with a 2K, and he has collected an AK. Oh, bomb's getting planted for him as well. Does he dare face? He does! The spray down, the garden hose. Man like Freiburg, all day.
That was really nice, actually.
Nice.
Because that's like that situation where, I mean, it's pretty rough because you have to like have perfect target selection, and then he just obviously just continues to spray. That was really nice. No hesitation from Freiburg. And really important round to be won as well. I mean, obviously Optic only had pistols. They've been getting, I mean, it's a half buy from that perspective. They've been getting sort of owned by Cloud9 in the previous few rounds, so it's going to be pretty important now for them to hold on to this. And they got the double AWP to try to do so. And that's actually a scary prospect when the AWPs are in the hands of the likes of Alu and Mixwell. That's kind of a...
I like this idea.
Awesome. Yes.
I like this. This
yes.
is really cool. Mixwell should definitely be given AWPs, even though he hates AWPing, apparently. I think he's just Hollywooding. He's too good to hate it. Or maybe he's just good at things effortlessly, I don't know. But I'm not. Anyway, Mixwell on the AWP makes me happy. Ali on the AWP as well. I think them on the same team, double AWP, is very interesting because they're both very intelligent sniper players. See, Mixwell's gone into a very early short position. We'll see if Cloud9 try to make it pass. Oh, he's got to be careful because the pistols are out. He needs to back off. There is a player close to connector. He has support from HS, but he's got a grenade in his hand, I think. Definitely needs his gun out.
And Tarek needs a good timing. He needs Lady Luck to be on his side, and Lady Luck is on his side, but not for too long. He's going to get taken out by Mixwell, who's covering the angle from short. Beautiful positioning from that perspective, and things don't look great. They don't look peachy at all for Cloud9. They will get the bomb planted, and they've got 2 rifles to play with, but no grenades to lock out the CTs. In this position, you almost want them to try to find the fights, because the CTs will... If you don't want the CTs to use their team play and their numbers to enclose on you on their terms, because then you'll just get wrecked. So you've got to get out there, you've got to get those frags.
Got to force the issue.
And it was obviously a very, very tall ask to do that, and they were not able to find a way to win the round. And Optic are going to be really happy, because when you get those double ops, it's so expensive. You really need a good couple rounds to sort of recover the economic burden, and to also just convert on the fact that you've made that big purchase.
I actually forgot you could scope during warm-up, because I never do it. I have my knife out immediately after...
You mean the freeze time?
After buying. Yes, I do. It's really weird. When I try to buy an AWP, using the numbers, like pressing B and then whatever, if I don't have money for an AWP, I put the input in so fast I buy a Scout instead. It's really annoying. Anyway, 3 pistoling players left. HS is blind. HS is soon to die, and there's nobody there to trade. Tarek's picked up an AK, and this is turning into anarchy, into bedlam. Ali's got to be careful. He can't scope because he's exposed to short. If he does, stereo kills coming in for the Cloud9 team, leaving it into 1 versus 3. What on earth has happened? They had pistols.
Yeah, this is really cool, because Cloud9, they sort of exploded everywhere, and they all sort of just ran into so many different positions as 5, and you know, were fortunate enough in a couple of those instances just to get those initial kills, and then all of a sudden, I think the Optic players just they lost track of where the T's were, and they lost track of, like, okay, where am I actually safe from? And we saw obviously Ali fall victim to that exact occurrence. So now the bomb has been planted, and Magisboy is in a really weird position. By nature of the fact that the previous round they survived with 4 players, and obviously the start of their winning ways was caused by winning a half buy, their economy is going to be fine. It should be fine to get a buy up here, but as you can see, it is somewhat stretched. Mixwell will have to drop for his teammates if they want to go for this.
Someone tweeted me and said, Optic have like 4 team apps. Cloud9 can study tons of demos on them. They've been a team for like a month, hardly brand new. A month is brand new, you crazy. They're 5 random players, they've got 7 maps to practice, and they've got to figure out their positions on every single map on 2 sides. Are you out of your mind? Of course it's a new team. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
1 month is definitely fresh, very fresh still.
1 month is brand new, man. That's barely out of the packaging, mate. You can still take it back to the shop.
Yeah. That's the thing I think that's a lot of people they overlook, because you only start to really see a true potential of a team as well at this level, especially when you get into like what does it take to have a good consistency on a best of 3, and that's having a good map pool. And having a good map pool means that you're good on like at least 5 of the maps, or 4 to 5 of the maps, like have that level of depth. And that's what causes a lot of inconsistency at tournaments, is because a lot of teams don't have that depth.
They're so mad they're dropping that smoke from T-spawn.
Oh, he gets the collateral as well onto automatic, which Ali will happily finish up, and that is now 3 players left for Cloud9 who are all stuck in the apartments on B, James.
I wonder if that smoke from T-spawn is a bit of a giveaway as to what their opponent can expect, because it's such a fast grenade. Alu, surely he hears, like, as it is?
He heard.
Headphones the wrong way around or something?
He definitely heard, but he should have seen as well.
Oh, no, Alu! What is this?
Oh
my god, that was so awkward.
That was really weird, man. Oh my god.
That was bananas. Okay, so we have Skadoodle and Rush remaining, and when you've got a CT and T-spawn, and there's over a minute on the clock, you know things have become really weird. There is a push from Optic through B apartments as well. Freiburg has taken a forward position. He's in the kitchen. So that will allow Optic to keep a second man towards A and just make sure they don't get flanked again through CT spawn. That's what they're doing at the moment. So they can just sit static and wait for Cloud9 to make a play.
Here it is, just waiting. And now Rush makes a move. 20 seconds to go, though. They need to get that bomb onto a site. 15 seconds. It's going to have to run all the way, basically. This is a scary spot to be in. Skadoodle needs to trust in Rush, and Rush can't be everywhere at once. Gets the kill in return, but he will die. Fortunately for him, obviously dying before the end of the time of the round, because that would have been really awful had he died after time, which was possible in that situation, but 8-5 now the scoreline. Optic doing pretty well on that CT side of theirs overall.
To add to what we were saying to Optic and all the things you need to develop as a new team, one thing we didn't mention, again, was familiarity with your teammates. So you know what they will do in certain situations, and you can position yourself. Like if you're familiar, if you've played with someone forever and forever and forever, and you're in a particular situation, you will know what they have done in that situation in the past. So if you're trying to play together, you need less communication because you know how to position based on what you expect your teammates to do, right? Like if he's got a forward position or you're trying to trade with him and so on. And again, that's for 7 maps. That is for 7 maps. There's much nuance in CS, which only comes with experience. Freiburg did say that they were a bit burnt out because they've been playing so much Counter-Strike, but they know that they have so much to learn and to go through as a team in terms of experience. So it is a long road for a brand new team.
And one quick extra point there is that whatever you try to develop straight away might not actually be the solution. So you might actually have to be like, after a month of playing, be like, okay, actually this map, we've got to overhaul it. We've discovered this is not working. We've got to overhaul this completely.
Or change the player.
Or that might happen as well, yeah. So there's a lot to be said. There's a lot going on there, but it is a very interesting topic of discussion. But Cloud9, they're looking to claim the last couple rounds here to make this a closer half. And they don't have the best equipment to do so with, but they do have definitely a lot going in their way. I mean, they've got that AWP on Skadil, they've got some utility here, and they are working on that mid control. And Optic are playing passively at the moment, which I think is quite smart because you want to force Cloud9 to burn as much utility as possible when their economy is weak like this, because it gets to a point when they sort of just don't have anything left. And Optic, having given up middle, they are investigating in Palace right now. HS is actually checking Palace. And so they will likely have a read that it should be towards a B split. And that is the play coming in.
HS is so deep. Optic, they need to rotate a second person. The third person rather over towards the B bomb site because Freiburg is up there on his own, but he doesn't seem to need anybody. Finally going down, but the job is done. 4 versus 1. Skudoodle needs the ace, but first he has to retrieve the bomb. The CT's know it's there. That means they've got time to rotate, and they're in position already. Oh, took Mixwell a while there. I think he may have been looking at the window or something, but either way, it's 9-5 in favor of Optic. It's a good CT half so far for them.
Yeah, this was really nice because, again, Optic, they gave Cloud9 middle, but they decided to they had a really good timing on when they did the aggression in Palace with HS, honestly, because that timing, then they were like, okay, we know now what's going to happen. And HS didn't have any risk in the end. So definitely reading that pace of Cloud9 really well with Optic. And they got those double ops to play off of, and we know they've been enjoying those, although Aliu's got to be careful there, down to 31. Bomb at the pit position will be receiving some assistance, but they're just on CZs mostly in a Deagle. So it's hard to see them doing too much against the AWPs.
Yeah, and if they were trying to split the A site, that has been aborted, so Cloud9 will be playing the gauntlet. We've got 2 Optic players in CT spawn, so it's going to be an interesting one. That said, there are smokes out for Cloud9. One would presume that CT will get smoked. There's only space on the box for 1 person. But I wouldn't be surprised if they try and push through that smoke as well. Yeah,
I think they have to, because Optic, they don't care about the bomb going down. They should just let the bomb go down. Oh my god, this spray down from Magisk is brilliant. He's going to open up everything for his team. Okay, well, never mind. I was just going to say that in these positions, like you can just let the bomb go down, let the smokes go away, and then all of a sudden it's like you've got all these Ts just like crouched in a corner with no cover, and you can just throw Molotovs on them and they'll just all die. Yeah,
it's really perfect that they had 2 riflers as opposed to a sniper, which is obviously a rifle as well, in CT spawn. That is because it can get very awkward if you have the AWP there, especially if a smoke goes down and they get close. But it wasn't the case. 10-5 for Optic. A very good start for them. The pistol, very crucial. Cloud9 on the defensive side now. Skadoodle, smoke and defuse kit. Freiburg is smoke, flash, flash. This smoke goes to short around the bricks. You have to be very precise as to where you throw it because it can hit the corner of the wall and go wrong. He can throw the late flashes in. Oh, Skadoodle, please! Just that single bullet, that's brutal stuff. The flashbang simply not enough.
Yeah, this is a bit rough for Freiberg. He gets 1 kill though, which is good. Gets some extra money in the bank, $300 for him. But yeah, Cloud9 with a really nice defense there, courtesy of Skadoodle.
1 bullet, just 1. He's like, yeah, this is fine. Everything is fine. And he positions his crosshair based in parts on his reaction time. When he registers a player and then clicks, his crosshair will be where. So that timing will have them running in between his reticle.
So Optic, without that bomb plant, will be investing most of their money here. Ali the only one as the dedicated sniper to really save anything in the bank, and you've got to give these rounds the respect that they deserve. They can absolutely get some kills with these pistols.
Where's the respect I deserve, Dan? What about that respect?
Hey. I don't think you deserve respect, James. You're a corrupt human being, James.
That's quite the allegation, Dan.
So they've got the Deagles are left at the moment, and this is one of those spots where you could definitely see the CTs getting a little bit over aggressive. Oh, there's only 2 players left, you know, and then the Deagles can actually do some work, but looks like they won't really take any liberties here. And I think honestly that Cloud9 have impressed me with this iteration of the team with their discipline. So
Rush war here.
Yeah,
movement. You can raise the alarm. Have you ever raised an alarm, Dan?
No. I've never raised an alarm.
I've raised an infant above my head.
Oh, what? An infant?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I haven't raised an alarm. I don't think I've ever raised an alarm. I got accused, though, of pressing, you know, on those escalators. I don't know what escalators are called in America. Maybe they're called escalators.
I think they're called escalators.
But somebody on the London Underground, someone pressed the emergency stop button. And some idiot told the guy it was me. I was like, no, it wasn't me. Like someone told me it was you. It's like, why have they done that? Why would you do that? Why? What did I do to be for that to happen?
Maybe he just looked at you and just like, this guy deserves something awful happening to him today.
Perhaps.
Who knows?
Oh
my God!
Ding
the Glocks.
Dong.
The Glocks. What? What is this? Oh my God! The Glocks, man. These new Glocks, James. These new Glocks.
I haven't had time to touch them. I've just been on planes forever. For 3 months of planes. Ding, ding, ding. All I hear is bing bong. Bing bong, ding dong. Not bing bong. Oh, ding dong.
What are you even saying right now? What are you even talking about?
I'm speaking some obscure language with bing bong and ding dong.
Ding dong, bing bong.
Producer just said ring the bell. Oh, if you are watching, if you're tuned into the channel, right, you can click the bell to get alerts. Yep. Because if you... there we go. Oh, look at that.
We used to have a bell in the studio.
Nice. Yeah, where is our bell? Where's all our stuff?
Where all our stuff is missing. It
yeah.
has been just... It's like the shipment of ECS like stuff has been stolen.
From California to California. Seems to
yeah.
or be lost in transit. Where's all our stuff? Anyway, both these teams on a bye. Only 2 rounds between the 2 sides. We've got 3 people top mid for the tees.
What's going to happen?
Street fishing. We've seen a few Deagle kills in this round. We've got movement, Dan. We've got movement in the underpass. You know there are carpet stores in the underpass, right?
Yeah.
Not many people know that, but there are.
It'd be cool if you could actually like use your money to buy random stuff. Decorate your bomb site where you're, you know, maybe that's going to be in the operations one day. You know, they can actually just decorate your bomb site, buy some new carpets, spend most of your time there. Well, I mean, this is an interesting spot here. They've developed loads of map control. They set up for the A split pretty well, but the positioning from Cloud9 is really good too. They have a nice setup to defend from, and oh, that's a great initiative taken by Stewie. He goes for the timing there. The trade does actually happen, but that's some information as to the position of Mixwell, and there is a man in the ladder room. So Cloud9 still with good positioning overall to defend this.
Rush is isolated, but no, it seems Skadoodle will go through the smoke and come in like Chuck Norris taking Magic's boy down. Rush is playing the late game because of the time on the clock, and we've got Freiberg just creeping in the middle of the site. That did not look like a good round from Optic.
No, that was really well put together by Cloud9 though, and a lot of it does come down to the destabilizing factor of Stewie by nature of like the push. Even though he was traded, that push timing connector I think was really important because it did slow down the push that Optic then had. Because if they get to push when they want and the Optic player wins that fight, then Cloud9's defense I think gets crushed. So good timing. And now Optic are down to just an AK here, a Magisk, and some pistols. Not even full Kevlar on everybody.
Nice.
Ooh, the spot by Tarek too. Oh, what do you do now? This is awful, isn't it? You're setting up the push, and then they get a pick before you can get it going, and they have all the information.
I don't think they can flash him from that position either. So their grenades will leave at least 2 people towards B. Is it a double fake? Because HS is staying in apartments, but the rest of the team are moving away. So I think maybe they're suggesting a double fake. We've got HS with a smoke grenade and Ali with a flash, and that's about it for them to try and sell this fake.
Ooh, this could be big. Oh, Magisk doesn't get anything done. That would have been so interesting if he was able to get a kill there. Mixwell would be able to just pop out of this palace. No one would be looking, but he can still get something done. That's a great shot by Mixwell. Can't get something else, though, from that effort with the Deagle, and it will just be HS here running the gauntlets into the B-bomb side. He has the bomb too, but he's also got a grenade in his hand. So does actually manage to get it off, and it is afforded time to leap at his opponent, but that will be the death of him, and it's a tied-up scoreline as well between these two sides. 10-10, and it is unclear who's going to take this one actually at the moment. Optic with a tactical timeout, one would presume, because they gotta pull themselves together. James, they're falling apart at the seams.
Have you ever fallen apart at the seams, Dan?
Yes.
My jeans tend to fall apart at the seams around the crotch area every single time. There's always a hole in the crotch. I don't understand why.
I can help you,
but it
not by fixing.
Why would you say that? Why would you?
But I know some good brands, James. Some good brands that'll be durable. Brands made for athletes like you, James. Your legs are just too athletic. I think that's what it is.
I do have to wear athletic fits jeans because my thighs are too tonk, as we would say in the filthy streets of London. Mixwell welcomed to the A side with a grenade, and it seems it will be a raw charge into the site. Surprise, shock and awe from the T side. So far, so good. We've got Street trying to make a play, moving into the sandwich area. He'll take one person down, but he'll get traded as well. We continue to ride with Mixwell. Flashes towards the CT area. That will slow Tarek down, but he's just waiting at the moment, maybe for automatic to flank.
And flank he will. Mr. Flank, but it's expected. It is looked for, and it is found, and it is not neutralized. God damn it, it's ruined. Magisk, you have to get the kill. Then everything would have been wonderful for me. But nevertheless, things look wonderful for Cloud9 here. That's a good jump up onto the toll booth there by Tarek, but time is of the essence. It's good doodle! That's such a fast shot there, just sprinting in. Great adjustment. Mixwell's looking for it, but completely denied. I cannot believe the sheer manner of which they retook the bomb sites.
Man, when Skadoodle's good, he is really good. It's a great jump onto the box to take Alu down. He was not expecting that. Sometimes people will treat the smoke as a brick wall, but it wasn't to be for Optic in that round. But they have a chance to tie the score once again. They have the plant, they've got the buy. Only AKs this time. But hey, if they win the round, they can take one of Optic's snipers, of which they have 2.
They do indeed have 2. James, that's 2 in French.
We are not in Canada, Dan.
That's true.
We're not far away, though. Apparently Vancouver Island is nice. I was told by a Canadian who I met in Fiji, of all places.
I wonder if anyone, I wonder if there's usually diving in Hudson Bay, man. I wonder what's in there.
Ships and propellers. I think I'll pass.
I bet there's something lurking in the depths.
Is that
James.
in Boston? Where's Hudson Bay?
Oh
yeah, I know where it is. Okay.
It's massive. It's so huge. There must be some crazy stuff going on down there.
I doubt the water's spectacular there. It's probably crap, to be honest.
It's probably like a lost city under there as well.
It's about those Caribbean waters. That city can stay lost.
Well, it's like another good mid-control round from Optic. They've set up a B split actually pretty nicely, and Cloud9 have afforded them this by just playing very passively, and they're happy to do so with the AWPs. But they've got to be careful that the set piece can't be set up perfectly, and that's what Automatic's here to do. He's here to deny that by getting a forward play, and that forward play is going to decimate the offense of Optic Gaming. There's not too much they can do about this. Tarek with a great performance as well, taking down HS and setting up Automatic for the dunk onto Magisk, and that's going to be the 12th round there for Cloud9. Boom.
I thought that was going to get awkward for Automatic towards the short position, but he stood his ground. He went forward to play an off angle and got a grenade for his, efforts, but still came out on top. 3K for him. Automatic he's a cool person to watch the demos of.
He's also a super nice guy.
He is a very nice guy indeed. He is a very nice guy. But more importantly, in the world of Counter-Strike, his demos are fun to watch. I was watching some from Train, and I'll continue to watch more when there's time. Optic with pistols, trying to move in, trying to get a plant, maybe not being as successful as we've seen in earlier rounds. Sees a flashbang from a teammate, so the CTs can advance, but the bomb will be successfully planted. Advantage is still with Cloud9, but it's a 2 AWP retake, and oh boy, it's only the AWPs left. All of a sudden, this looks winnable for Optic.
Yeah, this is certainly awkward, but the health is not amazing for some of these players on Optic. And the rifles have all been collected. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong team there. They're still on the AWPs. They're going to go into pistols instead, which is a smart decision to close these distances. Flash comes in. Freiburg gets himself more, though. There's the trio of frags, and it's the 4th as well. Great stuff from Mr. Freiburg. We've seen some good performances from him so far on Mirage, and now Optic. They've caused quite the mess for Cloud9.
This has to be bad communication at the end, because they've picked up not 1 but 2 sniper rifles in this round, Optic, and no team which isn't called Immortals, or maybe SK at a push, want to have 2 AWPs on the T side of Mirage or almost any map. Well, I really don't think. I mean, it might be. There's a world where they have chosen to have 2 snipers, but I don't believe so.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite possible that Mixwell's like, yeah, give me the AWP. Like that could be a thing.
I see so many problems though when you have 2 AWPs on the T side versus.
I agree.
Well, in every round pretty much, because it kind of throws your strategy out the window, because you have to play for picks, and if the picks don't come, you run out of time, and then it gets even worse.
Yeah, it's quite difficult. And Cloud9 have been playing a style where they are very passive and sort of giving up loads of space to prevent any picking opportunities in the previous rounds. And so if they don't change anything or just do that, then yes, you are quite screwed in the T perspective. But perhaps that was a blessing in disguise now that one of the AWPs is gone and now they're just on a single AWP. That could allow them to be perhaps a bit more dynamic, as perhaps was always the plan anyway. They are starting to amass towards Connector, and Cloud9 only have a single man there. Stewie 2K.
Do you need any more than Stewie? Ooh, could have even played that slower if you wanted to. Spots a player on the ladder room, pulls his knife out, cannot escape, however. This is a blind spot. I like to knife people from this position, but they know he hasn't left. Oh dear. Seriously? Okay.
Wow, that is so sick.
I'm sure the player around the ladder room saw him, so that's very surprising to me. Again, caught with his knife out. Freiburg alone now. Can he clutch it for his team again? There are 15 seconds. He really has to kill the player on the A site, but he will be the one to fall, and it doesn't work out for Optic.
That was amazing, because from Stewie's perspective as well, it's like, he got caught just like trying to run out of Connector, and then he's sort of like darting around in desperation, trying not to die, and he just like stares into the wall. And it's like, just crouched, like he's trying to hide, It's like, yeah. please, don't leave me alone.
You don't even need to turn around that much. You can, well, maybe it's better. It probably is better, but if you're sitting behind that box and you're on an, well, what I do on eco rounds, right? Especially in matchmaking, it's guaranteed. Go behind that box, crouch, look at the floor, but position yourself so your head is facing the box. So if somebody runs past you on the right-hand side, you can see them. If they don't know to look specifically at that box, a lot of the time they won't see you at all, and you can just turn around and knife them in the back. And when there's one person there, there's often 2, so wait for the second person and then get your knives in. Get your knives in. I think I showed that to Daze recently, actually. I teach him about these things. So Optic, they've won 1 round on the T side. just that one round.
Yeah.
It's not good enough.
It's crazy, actually. I mean, they had a great CT side, and they are looking a little bit flat, bit deflated so far on this side. And this is a very fast pace, and Skadoodle will be happy to receive fast on the shots. That's 2 men dead as Rush now receives one more from the A side of the map as this aggression has all but failed. It's mixed well with some dying breaths. Oh, some kills with his dying breaths, but that's about it. 14 to 11. Cloud9 look pretty. They look almost assured with this sort of a pace.
Yeah, and the money is broken for Optic now. They are in trouble. I think they've got around $2,000. So decisions need to be made, and they will choose Eco. They're not far away, score-wise, from playing for overtime, but they are far away in terms of success in this half with only the one round won. Oh, it might be too much to ask for a bomb plant in this round. Indeed. This is the shooting gallery. We're in South Dakota. We are duck hunting. Or is it North Dakota? It's North Dakota. Duck hunting is in North Dakota. And the ducks are all gone. It's funny, there's a lot of pigeons or birds which migrate through Lebanon, which is where my barber's from. And he says that the birds fly into Lebanon, but then they don't leave afterwards. And he sends me these photos where there's like a bunch of dudes standing around, like 80 birds all lined up. It's crazy. Anyway, match point, game point, Mirage point for Cloud9.
Yeah, this was the choice of Cloud9 as well. This was their map selection, their home map, as it were. And Skadoodle, able to get a nice kill onto Mixwell there as he tries to make the cross. But it's not safe, and it's not safe from a multitude of angles as Tarek also lends his watchful gaze with that AWP of his, although he will arrest his gaze for the time being as he moves back into the B bomb side, and Skadoodle will pick up one more happily. Just, it's kind of nuts, actually. Skadoodle with an AWP is like hungry hippos, man. He's the hippo just gobbling up everything. I never played that game, actually, but I always wanted to. It looks amazing.
I didn't want to play that game. I wanted to play Barcode Battler.
Barcode Battler? What are you? What?
I don't even know if that's an American thing, but just Google it. Anyway, 3 versus 5. Optic trying to do what they can, but surely Rush will be the GG in this position. Just waiting around Sandwich, getting 1 kill, but somehow it's a 2-1-2. Tarek is on the site. Tarek's definitely dead now. Automatic 1 versus 2. HS cannot reposition, didn't know where he was coming from, and they know Freiberg. He knows Freiberg is on the CT position. It's not planted for Freiberg. Automatic just needs to cross, and surely this is his. That's a great flashbang. Peeking just in case. Freiberg blind, pushing forward now. Not sure if it's even being diffused, but he's just holding. Freiberg not believing, but the truth is there. The diffuse is here for Automatic, and indeed that is the GG. Powered by Alienware. Marvelous.